Hola, benvindo, greetings and salutations everyone. Today I'm doing bigger 380s. Bigger 380s, do they deserve love? So I'm going to do multiple videos on this. Why? Because some people like 380, and in bigger 380s they have long enough barrels that some hollow points will expand and get fairly deep, like XTPs, Hyrdashok Deep, Punch, maybe ultimate defense, compact handgun, things like that. Also, Brazil, Mexico, India, and I'm sure other countries say under 9mm power, or under 407 joules, which is 300 foot-pounds. So a lot of countries are limited to 380. I also think if you live in the South, 380 is acceptable, or summertime, you know, everything except heavy winter. If you don't deal with heavy winter, 8-10 layers of clothing, you know, only like a t-shirt and maybe something on top, I think you're okay with a big 380, a longer 380. So I'm just going to do some accuracy to begin with. So from biggest to smallest, we got the Bersa Plus 15+1 DASA. So you got a nice long threaded there. We got a Beretta 84 BB 13+1 pneumatic mags available. We got the Makarov, yes, a real Russian IMEZ Makarov with adjustable night sights in 380 8+1, and we got the 6 Sauer P230. This is West German, usually 7+1. Today we're doing 8+1. Yes, we are, Buckeye magazines. So let's do some just accuracy to begin with in this little short video. 7 yards, first shots of the day. We'll start with the Bersa Thunder Plus. You know, it's pretty wide. I have big hands, so I kind of like it, but if you had small hands, you're going to want the single stack. This firearm does tend to hit low, so I might Kentucky windage it a little bit. Maybe combat hold and a little Kentucky windage. We'll see. Here we go. And center left. That doesn't look too bad. A little combat hold there, and just kind of making sure it's a little bit high. Next up with the Beretta, I'll decock for the first shot because I did that with the other one. Beretta hits high past 7 yards. We're just at 7 yards, 21 feet right now with the Makarov, and I am going first shot in DA. These are my first shots of the day. And now the 6 Sauer with 8-round magazine in for further testing. I got my first jam using these magazines. Damn it. That's not good. They were a little bit more, is what I will say, a little bit more. That way they locked more firmly in the hole here. Not sure how many I fired. Decock there. Checker hits. I don't know if that was 2 or 3. Not so shabby. Here we are with the Bersa Thunder Plus, dead on. So that's good. I'm starting to figure out my hold with that. Just gotta bring up and make it a combat, and maybe just a little bit higher than a combat once we get far. The Beretta is definitely high. I tried to level it out, and we're only at 7 yards, but that's pretty tight group. Down with the Makarov, it's just a little bit right, so I might actually see about adjusting that, since that's the only one I can. And the SIG just slightly high the way I'm using the sights today. But all pistols are mechanically accurate, obviously being fixed barrel direct blowback. I like big 380s. I think big 380s deserve a little bit more love. And, you know, a lot of people are limited in certain countries, like I said, Mexico, Brazil, India, or have to be less than 9mm or full bore. Now, Brazil also, Taurus came out with a 38 TPC, which is almost 9mm power, just a slightly shortened case to be under the 407 joules, to be about 297 foot-pounds of energy. But 380 is still a very big choice in those countries, and I think it's a fine choice if you live in a warmer climate or just not for winter time. So kind of where I am, and it would be a summertime kind of carry thing with hollow points to still get expansion and hopefully deep enough unless you're getting, you know, mugged by a giant guy. Now, I have had a situation with a giant guy coming at me, but if a sumo is stalking you, 380 maybe isn't enough, but typically these are big 380s. That's a lot different than a 2.8 inch barrel. We have 3.6, 3.8, 3. Even longer than 4, so those are very different things. Longer barreled, big 380. So let me know what you think of 380 down below. Please always thumbs up, share, subscribe, and make sure to check out the full video doing defensive stuff. And then we might do left-handed, and we might do winter with gloves on as well.